Hi, everyone. Welcome to the ArcGIS Online demo, a part of Alliance for Peacebuilding and Data Science for Sustainable Development introductory workshop on GIS for Peacebuilding. Today, we'll be using data from the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, or ACLED, to create an interactive map and dashboard, which can be seen on my screen right now. So, as a quick overview of the software in this demo, ArcGIS Online is Esri's web-based platform for building and sharing interactive maps. Desktop GIS applications like QGIS, which was seen in our last demo, perform many of the same spatial analyses as an ArcGIS Online. We use QGIS usually for creating static map layouts, but then make a pivot to ArcGIS Online when our projects call for interactive maps and/or the integration of those interactive maps into dashboards, web applications, or other digital storytelling platforms like story maps. With a subscription to ArcGIS Online, organizations can manage all of their geographic content in a secure, cloud-based Esri environment. And this software is provided to nonprofit organizations at pretty low cost. So please feel free to reach out to Data Science for Sustainable Development for more information and resources about getting an Esri license. So moving to the demo, we're going to write expressions to filter the ACLED data. We'll also be using Esri's smart mapping functionality, a feature that allows users to visualize unique relationships between multiple attributes. Then our interactive map will be integrated into a dashboard with a really simple user interface, and that's what's shown on my screen right now. So now I'll switch over to ArcGIS Online and kind of walk you through what this looks like. You have your map and then you have your data layers over on the side. I want to point to two things in the add feature of this platform. So you can either browse living atlas layers, meaning you can add data from Esri's actual preloaded data catalog, or you can upload your own data to be visualized spatially. I did this by uploading a zipped shape file after downloading the data from ACLED's website. And because the data is geocoded, meaning each event has a longitude and a latitude, the map was automatically populated with the data. So in this demo, for the sake of a pre-specified analysis, we're going to be focusing on fatalities and violence in Nigeria attributed to Boko Haram, one of the largest Islamist militant groups in Africa. Violence conducted by this group and others can, of course, not be holistically characterized or interpreted in just a spatial analysis. But we hope that this location-based analysis sheds light on how mapping can uncover unexpected spatial trends and better guide peace-building efforts. So just be another tool in peace building. So first, we're going to filter the data. A filter presents a really focused visual view of the data. And by limiting the visibility of data features, you can reveal what's really important. So right now, every event in the dataset is a point on the map. We'll apply a spatial filter to limit the dataset to all events in Nigeria. When you navigate to the filter function for the data layer, you can easily write an expression to do so. So in this, expressions usually use the general form of field name, operator, and value. This is field name, operator, and then unique value. So in this particular case, we're going to use the field name of country. And this, to quickly show, for all of the data, this is it in its tabular form. And each column name and attribute of the data is translated over to be a field name in this expression writing system. So as I said before, our field name is country. Our operator, one of many that it could be, is going to be just simply is. And then we're going to limit the analysis to Nigeria. So once you apply that filter, you're going to see all of the events only in Nigeria, and it limits the data. I have that preloaded right here. So as I said, filter all of the events in Nigeria. And you can also stack multiple filters for your data. You don't just have to limit it to one spatial filter. We're going to do an attribute filter next. So in this data layer, I filtered the data with the spatial filter, but also an attribute filter shown here. So by isolating all of the events attributed to the actor Boko Haram, which in a similar manner, I went and I chose actor one, I chose the operator is, and then the unique name in the data set for Boko Haram. and it was able to isolate all of the events in Nigeria associated with Boko Haram. So this is pretty interesting. All of these events seem to have taken place in the northeastern region of the country. When you click on a point, you get all of the data associated with that event, from event type to geoprecision to first order administrative level in this pop-up caption. But how do you contextualize this further and make it more meaningful to an audience? So let's look at the style of the data. When you navigate to change style for a data layer, it's shown that each event is displayed as a black dot, but ArcGIS Online allows you to visualize your data in a variety of ways that aren't just by each point's longitude and latitude. For instance, you can take population data for countries and visualize that as a sequence of colors from high to low, and light to dark, or as proportional circles such as small to large. So let's see the options for this data and try to find specific attributes to visualize by. So if we navigate to choose an attribute to show and want to display the data by event type, you see that different drawing styles show up that accommodate the type of data and can change up how you display it. So we're going to have it so different categories of event type are shown by different colors, as seen in this legend down here. And I have it preloaded in this layer for you to see. So what if we chose another attribute with a different type of data type, a different type of data, excuse me. So we just worked with categorical data. So you have battles, you had different types of violence in those coded sections. But what if we chose fatalities to display our data by, which can be seen here. So when you choose a numerical data, you're gonna have even more drawing types than maybe a categorical data. So you can see colors and amounts as it is now. So you have it, so the larger the circle, the more fatalities. You can look at colors and amounts. So darker points have more fatalities. It's seen on a color gradient. You can look at heat maps, so you can see hot spots of fatalities, etc. We'll stick to colors and amounts for now. So that's great. You have the data displayed in two different ways, by color and then by size. But what if you want to combine them and actually look at how these play off of each other, and then any unexpected trends that come up with the data when you compare two visualization types? So just as we stacked filters, we're going to stack types for the data, style types for the data, and then ultimately combine them for a more informative analysis. So as in this preloaded layer, that's exactly what's been done. So, and I also changed the color scheme to match ACLED's color scheme, but I chose two different attributes and it kept the type and size kind of comparison. And you can see that the larger the circle, the more fatalities, as in the previous preloaded data layer that I showed, but it also has that different color association. So I won't show this next process, but this map can be presented in multiple platforms supported by Esri. My favorite is the dashboards. So once you create this map, it can really easily be integrated into a platform like this. And the most popular dashboard some of you might be familiar with is Johns Hopkins COVID dashboard. Once you create this map, you can embed it in a dashboard, add a title, add a subtitle, a legend, charts and graphs seen here, and more features to enhance your visualization and the types of data you're working with. I also wrote some expressions separately to configure the pop-ups and make them more user-friendly, and then only show event data that really matters. In the original data seen here, when you click on one of the points, it kind of shows this this two-column format for all of the data, but you don't necessarily need time precision to show to an audience. You don't necessarily need country name if you can already see that it's in Nigeria. So to limit this, you can configure the pop-up and write expressions separately to come to this. And I chose to only show the location, the exact timestamp, and then the number of fatalities associated with specific events that I look at. So all in all, ArcGIS is a really great platform for displaying these types of data. The smart mapping functionality that compares these multiple attributes enhances what you can get out of a data and come to different insights that wouldn't be arrived upon by just looking at the tabular data. So I hope this was helpful, and ArcGIS is a software you explore in the future for peace building initiatives and better visuals.